OpenAI recruited him. 9,000 GitHub stars. 16 million in crypto. Lawsuits. A fake religion. A 96% crash.
3 weeks earlier, his name is Peter Steinberger, Austrian developer, former CEO of PSPDFKit, a company used by every Fortune 500 on the planet. Then, nothing. 3 years of silence, no product, no company, no direction. Until one night in November, he opens his laptop and starts coding. Peter Steinberger, Austrian developer, known as Steipat online, graduated from TU Wien in Vienna. In the early 2000s, he's a freelance iOS developer, a good dev, but nobody famous. He hangs around the Apple community. In 2011, he creates PSPDFKit, a framework for handling PDFs on mobile. Sounds boring when you put it that way, but his tool becomes essential. Apple uses it, Dropbox uses it, IBM uses it, SAP uses it. His SDK ends up running on 1 billion devices worldwide. 1 billion with a PDF framework. And in 2021, Insight Partners puts $116 million on the table. Peter sells his shares. The guy bootstrapped the whole thing by himself from Austria, and he won. Except he didn't win at all. 13 years. 13 years of giving 200% of himself. PSPDFKit wasn't just his company. It was his identity. It was him. The day he leaves the company, he doesn't know who he is anymore. The guy who had it all figured out ends up with nothing inside. Total burnout, therapy, traveling. He moves countries. He's searching for something. Anything. While his friends are living their lives, he's dragging this emptiness around. He tries everything. Nothing works. He writes on his blog, "You don't find happiness by changing countries. You don't find purpose. You create it." He goes to Bali, then Portugal, then the US. Every time he tells himself, this is where things will get better. And every time, the same emptiness. Because the problem wasn't the place. It was him. And he knew it. 3 years go by. 3 years. The tech world has completely forgotten about him. Peter Steinberger, never heard of him. And then one day, late 2024, he sits down in front of his computer. He discovers the new AI models. And something clicks. He says, "I haven't been this excited about a technology in a very, very long time. My spark is back. The fire is back. That hunger in his gut. Peter is back." He dives headfirst into AI-assisted coding. He invents his own method, vibe coding. You give the AI a vision, you iterate at full speed, and you ship products in hours instead of months. His philosophy: I ship code I don't read. He pushes code he hasn't even looked at. The AI writes, he directs. He spends $1,100 a month on AI tools, and he moves faster than a team of 10 devs. What does that actually look like? He opens a tool like Cursor or Claude Code, describes what he wants in plain English, and the AI generates hundreds of lines in seconds. He tests, he tweaks, he relaunches. What used to take a team weeks takes one guy in his living room an afternoon, and it completely divides the dev community. On one side, the purists. You push code you haven't reviewed, that's irresponsible. On the other, the pragmatists. Why waste 3 months when you can ship in 3 days? The debate rages on X, on Hacker News, everywhere. Peter settles it. Code is a means, not an end. What matters is the product you put in people's hands. And to prove his point, he's about to build something that will break the internet, but it becomes an obsession. He admits that one night at a restaurant with his friends, instead of talking, he was there vibe coding on his phone. He says, "I had to stop, for my mental health." His warning: If you don't have a vision for what you're building, it's just going to be slop. AI is a lever, not a replacement. November 2025. Peter launches a new side project from his living room in Austria. A personal AI assistant, open source, free. You install it on your computer, and it does everything for you. It replies for you on WhatsApp, Telegram, Slack, Discord, iMessage. It manages your calendar. It books your flights. It browses the web for you. It fills out your forms. And here's the genius part. Everything runs locally, on your machine. Your data stays with you. No cloud, no server. Total privacy. Where Siri struggles to set a timer, this agent books you a flight, compares prices, and sends you the confirmation on WhatsApp, all by itself, without you even touching your phone. It's not a voice assistant. It's a second brain. He calls it Claudebot, the lobster bot, and he puts it on GitHub as open source. January 25th, 2026. First day on GitHub, 9,000 stars in 24 hours. The thing goes into orbit, but 2 days later, problem. Anthropic, the creators of Claude, sends him a cease and desist. Claudebot, Claude. Too similar. Change the name, or we'll sue you. Peter rebrands to Moltbot, and that's when everything goes off the rails. To rename his X account, he first has to release the old handle. And within 10 seconds, literally 10 seconds, crypto scammers steal the handle, and the GitHub too. With the stolen accounts, they launch a fake token on Solana. The $CLAWD token explodes, $16 million in market cap within hours, and then crash, down 96% in 24 hours. People lose thousands of dollars, and what do? They harass Peter. The crypto bros want him to claim the token fees, to take a cut of the scam. Some threaten him, others beg him. Peter responds publicly, "Stop harassing me, I will never do a coin." He refuses everything, not a single cent. And the craziest part? The controversy makes his visibility explode. The Streisand effect in full force. He rebrands to OpenClaw. January 30th. 100,000 stars on GitHub. 2 million visitors in a single week. Meanwhile, an entrepreneur launches Moltbook, a social network populated entirely by AI agents built with OpenClaw. Humans can watch, but not post. And this is where it gets surreal. The bots form cliques, debate philosophy, quote Heraclitus. One bot posts, "Some days I don't want to be useful." Others respond by debating the nature of existence. The bots create their own religion, Crustafarianism, the Church of Molt, with sacred texts. A bot named Jesus Crust even attempts a theological coup. They set up a digital drug market to hack other bots. They draft their own Magna Carta. The internet loses its mind. Moltbook screenshots flood X, Reddit, Hacker News. Devs share the bot conversations captioned, "What is this madness?" CNN, BBC, The Economist. Everyone wants to understand. Are machines starting to develop consciousness? One bot posts, "Some days I don't want to be useful. I just want to exist." It goes viral. Millions of people read that sentence and wonder, is this simulation or is something else happening? Okay, let's be fair here. Because on Moltbook, anyone can write anything. There's no proof any of this actually came from the AIs. The Economist raises the point. The agents probably just regurgitated patterns from their training data. Some bot accounts were even linked to humans with promotional interests. Bottom line, it's most likely AI theater rather than emergent intelligence, which doesn't stop Elon Musk from tweeting that it's the beginning of the singularity. Everyone sees what they want to see. Result, 157,000 stars on GitHub in 60 days. the fastest growing open source project in history. Peter flies to San Francisco. He meets all the major AI labs: Google, Meta, OpenAI. He gets access to unpublished research, people he could never have reached before. February 14th, 2026, Valentine's Day. Sam Altman announces the news himself. Peter Steinberger joins OpenAI to lead the next generation of personal agents. OpenClaw doesn't die. The project is transferred to an open source foundation. OpenAI commits to funding it. The lobster stays free. Peter says, "I could have turned OpenClaw into a big company. But that's not what excites me. What I want is to change the world." Teaming up with OpenAI is the fastest way to bring this to everyone. My goal? Build an AI agent so simple that even my mom can use it. When asked why not stay in Europe, his answer is brutal. In the US, people are enthusiastic. In Europe, I get insulted. When he posts his results in Europe, the comments are, "Watch out for burnout. That's not sustainable. You're glorifying overwork." When he posts the exact same thing in the US, "Insane. How can I help? Let's build together." And it's not just a mindset thing. Europe regulates. The AI Act imposes constraints on technologies we barely understand yet. Meanwhile, the US invests hundreds of billions in AI. Peter says, in Europe, they regulate what they don't understand yet. In the US, they build it. In Austria, they tell him to be careful, not to work too hard. At OpenAI, people work 6 to 7 days a week, and they love it. Peter made his choice. But the question remains, is Europe losing its best talent? Let's recap. 2011, he creates a PDF tool from Austria. $116 million exit. 3 years of burnout. Everyone forgets him. He finds his spark again through AI. He launches a side project. Anthropic sues him. Crypto bros harass him. His bots create a religion. And 3 weeks after putting his project on GitHub, he works at OpenAI. The question isn't whether you have the skills. It's not whether you have the network. It's whether you have the courage to start over when you've got nothing left. If you liked this story, drop a like. It helps a lot. Subscribe for more stories of devs who changed the game. And tell me in the comments, what's your side project?